I started Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and I got really close with the Gracie family. You know, Helson was like a brother. I would meet up with Hoist a lot because Hoist would come and train at come to visit Hawaii. They love surfing, yeah, so they come to surf. Hoist and Hickson, I remember. Hoyler, very little, but more Hoist and Hickson would come over a lot. And every time they would come over, I was so fanatical in jiu-jitsu, and I was like, you know, helping Helson with the seminars because he didn't speak very good English at the time. So I was really close with the family. I would be there. Helson would cook for me. Would eat. I remember this Brazilian pudding that he used to make was so good. But you know, we used to cook and everything, and the Hickson would come over, and they became like part of my family, my jiu-jitsu family, where I felt that they were like brothers. So when Hickson fought in the 1994 Great Vale Tudo Japan, I went, and I was so close to them. Hickson got me a couple of tickets to bring me and a friend. So we went up and got tickets from Hickson, and I went and watched it. And you know, being you know, my way of cheering, I'm not the boisterous type. I would scream out, and I just sit down. And you know, if my friend wins, he'd be like, yeah, you know, real quietly, just so real quietly cheering for my friend inside. And then I remember when Hickson, he fought David Lebecki, David was huge. Yeah. And I remember him beating David, and to a point where I remember jumping up on the seat and screaming. And after I did it, I caught myself like, holy shit, this is unlike my character. And I like kind of got a little shame and sat down, and I was saying, holy shit. And then I was like, oh, so excited, I couldn't control myself. And that just took my mind to think that, holy crap, if I can't control myself watching a friend fight in the ring, what if it was me? And I was saying, okay, I got to experience that once. Whether I could control it in one fight or not, just to experience it would better me for the real situation, I thought. So I thought, I'm not a fighter. The ring isn't something for me. So I'm going to try and just get in there once just to see what it's like. I mean, I'm not even thinking pros. I'm thinking amateurs. Yeah. So I'm thinking, okay, Japan's had a lot of fighting. You know, in Hawaii, you know, they'd have this guy, Dennis Alexio, fight a lot. But even when he fought was once every year or twice every year if we're lucky. So there's hardly any fights in Hawaii. So getting into the ring isn't even a fantasy. But in Japan, every weekend they had fights all over the place. So I figured my thing is I'm going to call these associations, see if I can get in. I believe my Gracie Jiu-Jitsu is good enough that I can get by. My striking was horrible, but I figured my Gracie Jiu-Jitsu is good enough. So I called associations. I called UWF. I called Rings. I called Pancras. I called as much as I mean, I looked at videos and I said, okay, New Japan. Oh, that's totally pro wrestling. Screw that. UWF, I was like, damn, that they do arm bars, they do chokes. I'm like, shit, that looks real. So I called UWF, and then the lady answered, and she said, oh, how old are you? How tall are you? And I'm like, why is she asking me my weight and height and age? And she said, oh, well, if you're this age and that, and you can't come. And I'm like, I think I was under the, I think the age, I was over the age. They wanted younger guys. So I'm like, oh, this is weird. So I'm like, screw that, please. Called Rings and called Pancras, and they told me that I need to send in a resume with a picture of full body and half body, waist up, and send in a resume of what I did and who I am. So I did that, and I signed out, took pictures, sent them all in to Pancras, and they said, okay, you got to wait for, we're going to call you, we're going to wait for, they call it a shindeshi, so it's a new boy test, new student test. Yeah. So they run them through a test and make them do physical stuff, sparring, and then they take you in the dojo as a trainee. So I'm like, okay, shit, I gotta wait for it. But I'm excited to just get in the ring already. So I remember Shuto. I remember the fighter Kawaguchi that fought in Shuto. And they had ground, they had foot locks, they had arm locks, everything. So I'm like, okay, that place. And if I can't fight in the ring there, at least I can be a training. My way in is to say, I got Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, I can train with Kawaguchi and help him out. So I call the gym, and they answer the gym, and I say, my name is Enson. I train a little Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. I want to know if I can be a possible sparring partner for Kawaguchi. And they're like, oh, come down. I'm like, whoa, no resume, easy. No restriction, no age restriction, height restriction. Like, come down. I'm like, whoa. So I used to live up north in Fukushima. So I jumped on a train, jumped down, went down the next day, and went into a gym, and there was 3 guys in the room. And I walked in, said, hi, my name's Enson. They said, oh, hi, nice to meet you. They're super nice. I said, oh, come. Walked into the gym, had a couple guys like rolling on the mats. And I remember they're telling me, okay, hey, they called a kid over. They said, oh, let me see what your movement's like. Go spar with this guy. So I go and spar with this guy, and he's like 50 pounds lighter than me and knows no Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. So when we're on the ground, it's like I feel a little danger in his footlocks, but other than that, he understood no positioning. I got side control. It was an automatic mount.
Yeah.
Got mount. He had no idea how to get out of mount, swinging his legs, trying to bring his legs over. And I'm like, wow, this guy's not that good. And we're done. After training, we did the training. We sat down. And I remember the founder of Shuto, Sayama. He's known as the first Tiger Mask. I remember him looking over at the kid and saying, we can use this guy. And I'm thinking about the Japanese who use skaimasu, like konito skaimasu, and I'm like, use me? What does he mean? And he looked at me, he goes, you want to fight pro? I'm like, whoa. I was like, no, pro, not amateur. I want to get in the ring. I want to train with Kawaguchi, or I want to just get in the ring. He goes, no, you can fight pro. I'm like, whoa, you serious? He goes, yeah, no, trust me, you can fight pro. So I put my faith in Sayama and said, okay, I'll just believe what he says. I changed my whole. I was a top racquetball player in Japan at the time,
yeah.
And I just cold turkeyed all of that. And every day, like I did Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, every day I moved into the gym, they had private rooms next to the gym. So he got me a room. I lived in the gym and every day train. 3 months later, he wants me to make my pro debut. And as I'm training, that little kid that I sparred with, I remember seeing him in magazines, like, oh shit, this guy's famous. So he was a middleweight champion. His name was Nakai Yuki. Yeah, so it was Mr. Nakai, and I was like, oh shit, this guy's famous. And I just kind of manhandled the guy, with not physically, but more technically.
Right.
And I remember Sayama saying, you ready? And I would show him a lot of Gracie movements like that as we're training. He'd teach me how to strike and tackle. We do all the drills. And I had my first fight, got in the ring, and like I expected, man, I got too excited. I actually got tired mount punching somebody.
Oh.
And I thought, okay, that was good. It wasn't the real me in the ring, but I got that experience. I'm going to be a little better at controlling my anxiety in a real situation. And I'm done. Okay, I'm done. All right. And Sayama comes to me and says, hey, look what you did. And in those days, when you got the second fight of the night, you got a little black and white lettering on your name. He showed me a full color page of me. Like this is like this scary guy that comes out that knows Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. And I think I got that article up on my wall. I can show that to you.
It's awesome. Yeah, so they always get you with the like, hey, you did a good job. Look what it could be. It's like, look at the poster. I mean, that's
yeah, I mean, I got a full page color, it was me mount punching somebody or my opponent.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, I can't find it. Oh shit, I don't have it. Sorry, I don't have that picture up of me mount punching the guy. Oh, here it is. Okay, here. Can you see that?
Oh yeah.
So that's that's a color picture of me, and it says shooting. They called me like a monster, a Japanese monster that knows the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu movements. And when I got that full color page, Sayama was excited, saying, "Okay, next we want you to fight this and that." I'm like, "Oh wait, no more fighting for me." It was only one fight, and as I said that, I felt like a little obligation after him working with me and giving me that chance, to get in the ring. So I felt a little obligation to do another fight. Right. And when I won, to do another fight. And when I won, to do another fight. To a point where the fourth fight, I beat a K1 fighter, Andre Menard. And it was, of course, he's a stand fighter, but I was I took him to the ground, mount punched him. And something clicked in my head. Like, oh shit. As I'm getting more experience in controlling my emotions, shit, this is something that I'm pretty good at, and maybe I can challenge myself into higher levels and see how good I can get. And through my whole career, my focus never swavered to money or a belt. My focus was always on putting myself in adverse situations, putting myself against someone that I think could break me, and see how I can react to the situation. Stay in control of my emotions and keep my heart strong when it never gets broken. So if you notice, the fights that I chose was all fights like that. Yeah.